Hey friends, it's Rachel Archelaus, and I'm talking with my friend Carrie Roldan. She's having a live symposium about marketing and the evolution of it, and I'm going to be in it. But we're talking just casually about what is marketing, what do you need to know about it if you're just starting out, and like how to get over yourself to get into the groove. Because we're both wearing, I'm wearing pajama pants and she's wearing running pants and we're showing up. So I just want to assure you that, we're going to talk a lot about video today. This is going to be pretty quick, but we want you to know that you don't have to be perfect to show up on video. So let's start there because I think that's perfect.
All right.
First of all, what is marketing? And then we'll talk about video.
Yeah. So this is a fun question because I've just come to realize that I'm a natural marketer, and I know you are too, Rachel. And yet when I first started my business, I thought marketing was like this thing that I had to learn, and that there was like this really strict process to it. And that marketing, I basically mistook marketing for sales. And there's so much of us, especially if we are the heart-centered type, who we have this idea about sales that probably came from like our image of the slick used car salesman in the plaid jacket. That's who I see, like the greasy haired guy in the plaid jacket, like trying to sell me something. And so I just thought like, you always hear about sales and marketing. And I sort of thought they were the same thing. And what I recognized as I just started doing stuff is marketing is really just showing up in your business and having your business show up in the world. And it really is as simple as that. It's marketing is building relationships and communicating with the people who are going to be your eventual customers.
So it's kind of like making friends, just like putting your stuff out there, showing up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I think. Like there's all these things that are there's all these programs out there, right? Trying to sell us Facebook marketing and LinkedIn marketing and I don't know, mobile app marketing and what's the Instagram and Pinterest marketing. And all of those things are marketing in the sense that they're where you put stuff out about your brand or your business. But we don't have to make it this like complicated thing that we have to master. Mm-hmm. It's just sort of being on your path, putting stuff out there in a way that is genuine and authentic and true to you. And that's marketing. And I think that's where you mentioned I created this symposium, which I'm really excited about because I think I really felt like I was this crazy anomaly because I just wanted to talk to my people. Like I just wanted to, and what I recognize is I'm not this crazy anomaly, and I found other people like you and like the other speakers in my symposium who are all amazing, who are doing it really well, really authentically, and quite frankly, kind of breaking the rules. By the way, I'm just looking at my image of myself in the video and seeing that I'm just going to call myself out on what Rachel said. I'm going running right after this. So I put on my nice shirt, but I totally have a sports bra underneath here. And I'm wearing running pants and running shoes as I sit here. So I just noticed my sports bra strap showing and wanted to call myself out on it. Yeah, but I think that's what it is. It's being yourself, being real, and making friends, serving your audience. It's all of those things. Like we don't have to complicate it or stress out over it.
Mm-hmm. I think that's amazing because our lives and our businesses are not separate. Like I don't have a business persona and a regular persona. Like I am me all the time. You are you all the time. And there used to be a time where we had to play a part. We had to show up as an employer. We had to show up as a manager. And I think a lot of people have been trying to do that in business. But really, we're just cultivating those innate leadership skills in ourselves that apply to our whole life. And so showing up just how you are, marketing just how you would talk to like regular people, that's totally where we're going. And what we're trying to help people see right now in your symposium, everyone's going to talk about that, a version of that for themselves. Like, can you kind of tell us what is going to be brought up there?
Yeah. So, I mean, how it all came about is that I started to feel, I think what you and so many, because you serve intuitive people. So many of your people are feeling it already.
Mm-hmm.
And that is that we're like in this, you could probably describe it better than I can, but this energetic shift on the planet, right? Like, I know you are supremely aware of that. And most of us who are intuitive, we just feel it too. Like there's this shift happening and we can't quite place our finger on it, but we just know that the things that are being, those of us who are heart-centered entrepreneurs, we start out with this idea of I want to serve with my gifts and talents, and we go to the internet and we're like, okay, how do I do that? So we Google like how to serve, how to make money with your purpose or whatever, and we get a variety of programs or a variety of blueprints or formulas or like 10 steps to living in your purpose and making money from it or whatever it is. And there's something about that feels very good, but like, okay, great. That's an absolute. I can count on that.
Yes. And I just have to interject.
Yeah.
Like, most of us, people who are intuitive and creative and want to serve, we are smart. We were the good students. We know how to rock a system. And I think there's such a pull towards those blueprints and systems because we're like, I can do that. I can follow directions. And then it's like when it doesn't work, we are so flabbergasted and just down on ourselves because we're not used to failing, right? Like that happened to me when I first started. So yeah, okay.
You've never described it that way to me before, but yes, that's my experience too. I was like Miss 4 point something, Miss Superstar. And when I started to take those programs, I promise I'm getting the symposium, but when I started to take those programs, I was trying to be an A student.
Mm-hmm.
I was like trying to impress the teacher. I was trying to do it so perfectly that I kind of took myself out of it. And I applied the system or formula so well that there was nothing of me left. And I think that's a really common mistake that's happening. And it's sort of, this ties into the energetic shift on the planet and what you guys are noticing already in the speed of development of technology, in the way, you're getting videos in your emails now, is that we're in this like strange place as a species, I think, where we're all coming into this heart-centeredness, and especially those of us who are like the type A, perfect, smart achiever people, really coming into the fact that, okay, if I'm going to serve with my purpose, then my business has to be an expression of me. And one of my guests actually talks about, and I know you talk about this too, Cynthia Carrera talks about how our business is our spiritual practice.
Yeah.
And so let me tell you, because I could talk in circles forever. Let me tell you about this symposium and sort of the way I want to shape the conversation, because I really think it's going to serve your people who are super intuitive, who are feeling this shift. And if they've already invested in those blueprints or formulas to success and had a similar experience that you and I both had an experience of like doing it all right and it not working, and how devastating that is. I think this will help because we're all in this place of like that stuff just feels like an itchy sweater. So on day one, I have Beth Grant, and Beth Grant is going to help everybody get clear on their personal entrepreneurial archetype. And the thing that I'm interested in Beth Grant's work is she talks about the idea of that we've been in this phase of guru stars out there, like follow my formula and you'll have success. And this whole shift on the planet, we're moving more into the era of the truth guide, which I'm fairly certain is who more of your people are. And so that's like sort of great news, is figuring out, okay, if I'm a truth guide or if I'm a connector, or so far everything that's been teaching marketing online has been teaching it from a place of do as I do and you will have success. And that's a very guru oriented mentality. So Beth will just sort of like help us breathe and find our own archetype. So that's day one. And these are half-hour live interviews. So it's great. You can be there live. You can ask your questions, but it's only a half hour. And then day two is Cynthia Carrere, who I just mentioned. She's amazing, but we're going to go a little bit deeper into that shift that's happening on the planet and what it means for us as heart-centered entrepreneurs, and like where to align our energy, kind of getting, I guess day two will be a little bit more about grounding in that. Then day three is Lisa Ingalls, who was, quite honestly, she was like my guide into this new paradigm of online marketing, into this like realm of where we're going. But it's what she's talking about is, okay, now that we know that, what does business look like in the new paradigm? Like taking it a little bit of a step further than marketing, but marketing is the outward expression of your business. Mm-hmm. And she's sort of talking about, hey, we are evolving as a species, business is evolving. And so what does an evolutionary business look like? And she's amazing. Then day four is you and Nancy Jutton. And the reason that I asked both of you guys to be speakers is because, Rachel, I see you doing it so intuitively and with relative ease. And I know that it wasn't always easy for you. And so I'm wanting you to share that journey and the things that you are doing, because you are so new paradigm. And then Nancy's talking all about the idea of a joint venture in the new paradigm. So if you're not familiar with joint venturing, she'll sort of like get you up to speed with how the game has been played to this point, and then where we're moving, how joint venturing is evolving. And she's kind of at the forefront. She's very brave. She's really at the forefront of that, where she's had a lot of success doing things what I'm calling the old way. But she's feeling that itchy sweaterness of it. And so I'm really excited to have her on. And then the last day, which day 5 is Dawn Andrews. And by the way, this is December 7th through the 11th. But Dawn Andrews is the founder of Video Diva Bootcamp. And her specialty is helping us connect through the camera so people listen and buy. And why that's so important to all of us is because the two really important things in this new paradigm is authenticity and, like you're watching right now, video. So that was a really long explanation, Rachel. Sorry about that.
That's okay. No, it's good, because I wanted people to get to know what's happening, and especially since I have so many people who are wanting a business and just starting out, like, watch all of these interviews, because then you can avoid doing the old way. You know, like, get a sense for putting yourself first and your own intuition first and your own opinions first before you kind of get lost down the track of guru programs where then you have to find your way back. Like, you can just rock it out from the beginning. So this will like get you acquainted with that.
Well, and Rachel, that's what you help people do with their intuitive art. Like, that's why your work is so important, is because it helps it, like, you can bypass all of the problems that so many of us have had if people do what you teach. So
yeah. All right. So we were going to talk about video. So in a nutshell, what's up with video? Why is video like the next big thing, or the big thing now? It really is the big thing now. But I heard like something crazy, like in the next couple years is going to be like 80% of consumable online stuff. Like, that's a huge percentage, 80%. So there will always be readers, don't get me wrong, but what's up with video?
Yeah, so this is an interesting discussion, and I really feel like it depends on the age of the person that you're talking to. And so what's important to recognize is there's lots of us in business who were born before 1980. And we're going to have a really different idea about video. But if we plan on staying relevant, if we plan on serving people who were born after 1980, then we really need to keep video just in our forefront. And the reason, so the thing about video is, if you're born after 1980, you grew up in front of the camera. Like, you don't remember not having the internet. And you also are,
It came when I was 9, so I was born in 82. But I do always remember having home videos and stuff shot of me. And
yeah, and you had internet existed in your schooling, right? Like I was born in 1976, and I remember going to college and my parents asking me if I wanted, like, I remember like this new thing called email, and like, why I could just write a letter. Why would I need email? And I went to college and they were like, do you want a computer? And I'm like, I don't think I'll need one. I got a typewriter. But the reason that this is so important is there's this whole new generation of people who live by their handheld device. And I'm actually betting even those of you who are watching this who are like in your 50s and 60s and beyond, you still do a fair amount of scrolling around on your smartphone. And video, Dawn will talk about this, but video is like the most searchable, it's the most clicked, but more than that, you guys, it's the most engaging. It's a way to show up as your brand. Like I'm here, right? My brand is the business BFF. I'm here talking to you about whatever you want to talk about because I'm your friend. I'm being my real self, like totally admitting I'm wearing a sports bra and running tights underneath this shirt. And I think that's an important thing about video is we need to just get, where is video going? Holy crap. Have you guys looked at Blab? Have you seen that Facebook is going live streaming? And like Google Hangouts are even evolving. I believe that Twitter's Blab is the evolution of Hangouts, but it's the way as people get disenchanted with email marketing and like Facebook information overloaded, they're wanting real connection, they want to see who the real person is behind all these shiny promises.
Yeah, they want to see that you're not perfect. Like,
oh, amen.
We're begging to see that you're not perfect. So, yeah.
because they're not perfect. Because let's just be honest, like who among us it feels like they've got it all together and they have it all figured out and they're perfect?
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah.
And that's why I think my first business attempts failed in the online space is because I was trying to come at it from like, I know everything. I have all the answers for you, believing that that's what my audience wanted, that they wanted me to have all the answers. And in reality, they just want to be able to relate to me. They want to know that I've struggled too. They want to know that you've struggled too. They want to see themselves in you. And if you're showing up perfect, one, you're going to drive yourself crazy. Two, no one's going to see themselves in you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So don't be afraid of video. And head on over to somebody's Hangout or somebody's Blab. And when they open up the space for you to come in and chat and be there on screen, that's your chance to show up as you, even if you're in your pajamas.
Yeah. Because seriously, like what home entrepreneur is not in their pajamas most of the day? I can't name one. And I'm about to do a series of Skype sessions, right? So it's a fact of life. You know, people are getting more casual. It's still cool to dress up and be who you want to be and do all that stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think it's allowing your vulnerability and your realness to come through is what's really important. So,
well, and there's such a thing called brand personality, right? So you need to know what your brand is, like how you want to show up. So mine is business BFF. So that's cool, right? That makes it easy for me. But your brand is going to be really indicative of you, and how you show up on video is going to represent that. So, you know, did I put on a nicer shirt today to be on this video? Yeah, because I knew you were interviewing me as someone who is professional. And so I put on a nice shirt. Am I going to do that for every video I send my people? Not necessarily, because they might need to see me like in a vulnerable moment in my pajamas, or just coming back from a run and being like, you guys, I had the greatest idea on my run. So the idea is, right, there's a time and a place for every different video interactions. I'm not going to show up on every video without having done my hair or put on makeup, but I am going to show up on lots of them that way. And
Yeah.
I think that's the thing we need to give ourselves permission, especially you guys. I'm almost 40. I'm turning 40 this year. But from what I'm gathering, it's like people who are even just 5 years older than me, even people my age, but especially like the over 40s, which is going to be me really soon. We are terrified. Like we see video as kind of like the movies. Like we're afraid to be authentic. We think we need to be this actress and this scripted, and it's just not. Look at your children. Look at look at the selfie generation. It's nobody needs to be perfect on video, so give yourself a break.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and especially with you, like it's all about connection. So it's like, how would you talk to your friend? How would you give advice to your friend? Like you can still be authoritative and confident. You're just not being fake. So yeah, I love you. I love your style. I love the symposium. I'm so excited to be a part of it and to give people an opportunity to see a way out of the ickiness and into their potential where they get to shine and make decisions based on their own intuition. So excited. So everybody,
I'm excited too.
Yeah. So sign up. I mean, even if you can't watch them live, is there going to be a replay?
Of course. Okay. So like full disclosure, this is how it works. I've already programmed all the emails in. So you'll get an email every day with a guest and also an email with the replay with the link. And when you register, you get an email with a little video that shows you how it works. I'm doing this in Crowdcast. So it's all one event. And oh my gosh, it's so easy to find the replays and to get there live and to engage and interact, because that's really part of the new paradigm. Is it's not about this sort of leadership where we're standing on a mountaintop saying, this is the way you need to do it. It's about the kind of leadership where we are leading beside and beneath, right? Like we're lifting other people up. We're listening more. It's the softer, more feminine way of being and way of showing up in the online space. So if you can be there live, because we'll be interacting. And if you've ever been to one of Rachel's Crowdcasts, you know that's how it works, that it's watching the comments and seeing what's coming up and addressing them.
Yeah. And seeing your friends there and meeting people and like, building your own network.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
Cool. Well, everybody go sign up. The link will be on the screen right now. And I hope to see you there. It's really going to be such a fun conversation. So thanks, Carrie.
Thanks, Rachel. See you soon.
Yes.